David Goldblatt was a South African documentary photographer. Goldblatt was internationally notorious for documenting South Africa's people and its turbulent history. He once stated how apartheid became very much the central focus of his work, but that his real preoccupation was with South Africa's values, questioning how did we get to be the way we are. He did not rush to capture the violent events, but instead photographed everyday scenes of racial discrimination. His photographs today are held in multiple museums and galleries around the world. You can see some of his work in the South African National Gallery in Cape Town, the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, and the Photo Museum Winter Arthur in Switzerland, among others. In Goldblatt's photographic essay in 1989, The Transported of Kwandebele, it documents one of its most iconic photographs, which can be seen on the front cover of the book. This photo shows black South African commuters slumped over from exhaustion on a bus ride during hours-long commute into the city center. This photographic essay radiates the oppressive geographic displacement imposed by apartheid. I found this image interesting because the man in the front, with his head tilted back, caught my eye immediately. His face resonates sheer exhaustion. Another photo that caught my eye while looking through Goldblatt's images was this photograph of a black team leader pedaling a mine captain in a Rustenburg platinum mine in 1971. It grabbed me as I instantly felt there were multiple interpretations that could be drawn from this photograph. When I looked at this photo, I immediately looked at the man pedaling. My initial takeaway from this photo was that this was a man who wore pure exhaustion on his face and appeared years older than his chronological age. The following image displays lashing shovels that were retrieved from underground at the Central Salvage Yard at Rand Fontaine Estates in 1966. In David Goldblatt's words, every grain of sand in the yellow tailings dumps that made the Witwatersrand landscape, and every grain of gold that made its wealth came from a rock off a black man's shovel underground. The final image that caught my eye while looking at Goldblatt's photography was this image of a young white boy with a gun pointed at an older black man's back. This image titled Hold Up in Hillbrow in 1963. This photograph is very disturbing to see, as no young boy should be carrying a gun, much less pointing it at someone smirking while he holds his finger on the trigger. Goldblatt's work is important to the field of photography because it allows individuals to see what it was like during apartheid and provided complex evidence for the outside world of the meaning of human displacement. He used a black and white composition for his images because of his words, "Color was too sweet for apartheid." While his pictures are deep and often disturbing, their messages are clear that apartheid is barbaric and not acceptable to the human race.